All right, let's do this. It is 10:30, Wednesday, September 18th. It's FOMC day and, of course, Bookmap day. Welcome, welcome. Welcome if you're in the Bookmap server. Welcome back if you're in the Discord server. Stream number 2 of 3 today. Maybe more. We've got a little green candle on NASDAQ that is now getting sold back off. That was a 50-point green candle, and now it's back down to a 25-point green candle. So, overall, we have a slightly downtrending yet wicky book this morning going into FOMC's 2 p.m. Eastern Time data posting, and then, of course, 2:30 p.m. Gum bumping with JPAL. VIX today is up 8% to 19. Yeah, buddy. 19,686. ES is back down to 56.96. Green red. Liquidity on Bookmap is quite light. The main level today is 5,600, 55.95. Collectively, there's about 500 or 600 orders down there. And there's a little bit up here to 56.80, but that is it. Very, very light book today. Of course, now they're probably balanced between December and December, September. But regardless, we'll be watching closely to see if we have any icebergs come on. So far, no icebergs. ES is about to put another low in. Yeah, now have rigged radios. That's crazy, man. First pagers, now radios, they're blowing up. I would not trust any electronics. It's like the Decepticons are coming back. Pre-event. What's up, Tom Servant? How you doing? VIX is making hedges expensive. Yeah. Yeah. Apple skyrocketed. Nvidia is coming down. Microsoft is coming down. Dow new low. Russell new low. XLF new low. So a lot of the general market is starting to decline. Apple is rocketing as if there's no problem. A little pushing and a pulling here. VIX still going up 1909. So, in my opinion, what's going to happen for the FOMC, if you want my opinion? Volatile move eventually will, initially, the resulting move will be up, strong up, to kill the hedges, to roll the hedges off, de-risk. And then, big red move. The big red move will either occur in the final 45 minutes of the day or tomorrow. But I think we will have a resulting red move. That's the way I'm going to play it. Obviously, though, if you put my FOMC analysis in one hand, and what's something less offensive, and something worthless in the other hand, tell me which one fills up faster. 56.35 here. CVD is barely green. We're holding on to 56.94. IV today is 54% and increasing. At the money, SPX calls are now $30.60. Puts are $31.80, so slightly higher on puts than calls. Slightly. For Top Step, you don't have to make $200 5. Yeah, it's 5 days in general. That's correct. Pager in your other hand. I love it. I love it. What's up, Nate? How you doing? Tom? Good morning, good morning. Or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Good evening, depending on where you are. Still some red here. Fed Bullard. No, not Fed Bullard. Just Bullard says the case for 50 basis points is overblown. $56.94 ES. A little bit more red. A little bit more red. Am I correct that the high IV only affects today's 0DT premiums and not longer dated contracts? Well, you'd have to look at the IV of their particular contracts. Right now, any closely dated IV is going to be higher than normal because all the positioning around here. Now, everyone's kind of focused on the 0DTE because that's the day we're on. But yeah, a lot of the options, especially going up into including 2 weeks out, you're going to have an increased IV from people playing them. When you have two things, unknown data with an unknown result and participation, you're going to have higher IV. That's how the market prices in IV in the market is the unexpected data with participation. And then when that unknown data becomes known, that's when you get the IV roll off and positions crush. But that will affect all closely related contracts. So, right here. $56.94. NASDAQ is coming off 19,677, carving out this range still. The 30-minute volume profile is holding on for dear life after bouncing off the bottom of it. What did we say the target was? 650 or so? Look, right here on NASDAQ. This is the 30-minute volume profile. Third assassination attempt. What? There's a third one? No way. Man, I'd be walking around in a bulletproof vest with that guy. One of those EOD suits. Anyway, look at the volume profile there. 19,640 is about the bottom of it. We just bounced off of it and held all that volume support. Hmm. bottom wick. Explosives in car near rally on Long Island after second assassination attempt. It's crazy, man. His inside pagers. Well, we are definitely bottom wicking on the 30-minute chart right here at 700. 3 aggressive bottom wicks in a row for NASDAQ on the 30-minute chart right at the POC. So, I got to be able to get this thing going here into the event. Multiple 30-minute bottom wicks on NASDAQ. So there's definitely a lack of movement here on the book, of course. Very low icebergs, if non-existent icebergs. CVD is pretty flat back and forth, and we have liquidity bouncing from 5,600 down here to 5,650 up here, or 5,680 up here. A little bit of green coming in to complete a 30-minute bottom wick, which closes in 29 minutes, 19 minutes. Apple is just going nuts, dude. No one told Apple that today's a red day. Going crazy. Apple's up 2%. Does anyone drink 2% milk? It's not milk. 19707 here. $19,706. $709, and they're coming up to that next pivot right here at 715, very slow, if you're looking to play that. They're the same picture. They are the same picture, yeah. Building a house right here. Walkie-talkies detonate across Lebanon. Jeez Louise. Coming up to pivot here, VIX putting on a small red. 717's target on NASDAQ up into 735. Going green here. Nice little 30-minute bottom wick still playing out. Just very slow. Nvidia's flat. Apple's rocketing. Microsoft is flat. The Dow's putting on a small green. Just slower action as expected. We expected this type of activity with the market here up until the event. Did you hear that when the feds raided P. Diddy's house, they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Maybe the guy had just dry skin. Ultra motorized. That's right. $19,740 coming up here. Bottom wicking off of 680. Still going. 30-minute bottom wicks, baby. Testing the next level of 735. Apple's taking off, man. Look at that. Jeez Louise. All right, so with this move here, finally taking out the 716, we'll look for 735, 736 area on NASDAQ. Just kind of tap the high of the day here. Small engulfing green candle. NVIDIA's starting to turn up along with Apple. Doing its thing. 5640. $19,715. Small top wick so far, rejecting that first attempt. Ooh, a small iceberg. All right, so we have a small iceberg here at 488 on the September contracts. Next 5-minute algorithm here is still kind of flat, 717. Was up to about 500 there. Do you usually look back 30-minute? When price is this slow, I stay on the 15 or 30 and then frequently check the 4-hour chart. That's where I'm trying to identify, especially if I see some consolidation. I want to know why we're consolidating here, and usually I can find the answer going from 15, 30, 60, 4-hour. You know, pretty quickly. I do just search through those, and I could usually seek it out pretty quickly. Apple's still rocketing here, a little bit of green on NASDAQ. If we take out this little top wick at 724, we'll probably go for 735. Coming up into the small iceberg. Not talking about a lot of movement here, 10 points or so. But the bulls are still carrying this baby. 30-minute bottom wicks. This is 483, 482. Ooh, they removed the iceberg. Let's go ES. 5640. They've got a little liquidity up to 50, but that is a double top wick on 5-minute on NASDAQ and ES through the top of the volume profile. We have call buying, put selling. We have GEX 5520. We have XLF call buying, Tesla put buying, Apple call buying. So, here's another attempt at these higher prices. Bulls still have this upward flow trying to get into the next target. Can they get through it? Very slow action. Scrapping for peanuts here until the main event. Another top wick because we have a volume shelf right here on the 30-minute. That's why you're seeing ES and NASDAQ both top wick at this area. I can't get through the volume shelf. All the pivots right here. We have a whole bunch of pivots since 940 on ES. NASDAQ the same. Unable to get through. A couple of top wicks, so might have to refresh a little bit if you want to grab the higher price. Or you could just wait for a couple hours. Get what you need. Trading now is like filling up on McDonald's before you go to get fillets at a steakhouse. PayPal is partnering with Shopify. Interesting. slow stuff. ES is hitting 5,700. Sweeping top wick. Nice. VIX 1877. You've got a little liquidity up here, just a touch higher here, but, you know, most likely it's a whipsaw scalper's paradise for another 3 hours or so. I love when I forget what we talked about on the stream and I go back on the YouTube stream a couple of comments up and I see lube posted. I was like, why are we posting that? Top wick again. Some more sweeping top wicks, unable to get through. So that is what, 4 or 5 attempts on this 5-minute candle alone to go higher. All times top wick. So we'll see what the algorithm shift here happens at 10:50. And if that closes red, which it looks like it will, we'll probably have to come down to at least 690 before another attempt higher into higher prices. So there you go. Red sweeping top wicks across the board on ES and NASDAQ, all the way down. 19,465. Yep, they're probably scammers accounts. Happens every day. I got to get them out. Large red candles here on both ES and NASDAQ. ES is halfway down already. NASDAQ is holding on a little bit better because Apple's still going and Nvidia is still going up. But they're doing their thing, man. Flushing all over the place. I wish I can get some good icebergs on here. Icebergs tell me a lot. Tell me a lot. Still downtrending here. Aggressive rejection off the highs. On both. 19,457, 458. Coming back up. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Ain't got nothing for y'all. Bottom wick back up. If you want to play the bottom wicks. $19,465. Back and forth. Very slow. Oh man, it's almost time for some. Lunch. Amazing, went short there for a scalp. Nice. What'd you catch? A couple points, 5-6 points. It's pretty tight. What are the largest liquidity levels? 5,600 and 5,680. 5,600 is a leader by far. There's a whole bunch down there at 5,600. Let's see. Nvidia's 11507. Bottom wick, aggressive bottom wick on ES there. All the way back up. 19,465 on NASDAQ. Choppy, choppy. ES is back and forth. NASDAQ is holding 700. Nvidia is bottom wicking. Apple's going up. Microsoft is holding 432. Pretty decent red candle forming here on NASDAQ. Looking like they're trying to fill lower into 671 area. There we go. Why are 0DT contracts so expensive? IV. Right now, IV is super jacked because of FOMC. So we have a whole bunch of participation, a whole bunch of expectations for major volatility. So IV goes up, premium goes up. They're pricing in volatility. $461, back and forth. Nvidia is bottom wicking. NASDAQ is bottom wicking. Next algorithm, 5 minute. 5 minutes till the top of the hour. We'll have a 1 hour candle close, a 30-minute candle close, a 15-minute candle close across the board. So, $465. $466, $465. NASDAQ after a 5-minute bottom wick here. ES is $56.99 here. See that little liquidity coming up at 8.6 right there. Just a little cat coming on. Scalper's paradise. Inside day till FOMC. So far, yeah. So far. Back and forth. Back and forth. $19,693 still coming off. Red candles. No follow through or carry through. No volume right now. Seeing if I can get a little order flow pull up to this little cat up here. What color tie? Yeah. Probably say purple tie. Purple tie. VIX holding 1880. 488 on September contracts. Seller still hitting everything though. Still coming off. Red candles. All the way back over. Yeah, so obviously this is not the day to be trading right now unless you just like scalping. So for me, just waiting for the event. I got a couple of small licks in this morning, and now just waiting for the event itself. $19,451. Flush back over, top wick rejection. Yep. So looking around here, there's not really anything moving. So this is what we're gonna have to put up with. So we've got about 30 minutes left of the stream, and then after that we'll call it a day, and we'll come back on 15 minutes prior to the data decision, and we'll get something going. Top wick galore, 19455. Or bottom wick, I'm sorry. Wiki. So right off the 30-minute POC, too. Right off 30-minute POC. 19990. NVIDIA's bottom wicking. NASDAQ is bottom wicking. There's the 10 o'clock candle, 11 o'clock Eastern Time candle. We'll see how the algorithms shift. That is the culmination of the 5, 15, 30, all of it, and instantly goes red here. So far the sellers are still just kind of trickling this thing down. We're down, what, 30 points on NASDAQ? Whoop-de-doo. But yeah, we'll see. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Liquidity up to 5650. We still got this guy down here, 5600. So what I'll do here, what I plan on doing is after we're all wrapped up on the stream and stuff, we'll I'm going to take some time and we're going to look for any of the major pivots and we're going to plot those out in advance and be as proactive as possible, because obviously we can't predict the price action, but we can see what happens and be a little bit proactive on what we're going to do when we arrive at particular levels. So that's the best case scenario that I can look for, is to plot some major pivots, the price action trends right into those areas, and then we can play the counter trades. That which works really well. And we're going to try to do that. NASDAQ putting on a green candle here at the top of the hour so far, very small. Looking on the 4-hour arm pull for NASDAQ, imagine we get down to 18,600 this week. Possibly, yep. Counter trades and my pivots are my faves. Yeah, they're great, especially when you can get them accurate. They're great. $56.39 here. What color tie? Yeah, what do y'all think? We'll do a poll. We'll do a poll closer to time. See what people's expectations are. 5638 on ES. $697 here. Pin dead flat, right on top of the 30-minute POC. So both on NASDAQ. So no movement. We're just kind of pinned right here on the volume shelf. Supply and demand just kind of meeting. Market value on pricing. $5700. NASDAQ still holding 700. I'm bored. Yeah, me too. Me too. That's what this is, baby. We just got to get through it. They're going to coil this thing up. and launch it in a couple hours. Just got to be ready. Just got to be ready. NASDAQ is literally pinned in a 3-point range, which is very, very tight for NASDAQ. That's like a quarter-point range on ES. $19,703. 5,700. RTY is recouped higher. Dow is still shifting lower. Apple has not sold off once. Still just rocketing all day, up and up and up. Time to play calls is on Apple this morning. There we go. Big green on NASDAQ coming back up. 19,706. Top wick back down. Wiki, wiki, wiki. 19,703. So yeah, no trades for me until FOMC, baby. FOMC. Top wick back over. Chilling like a villain. What's for lunch? Anyone have any good for lunch? Eggs and wing sauce. There you go. That sounds good. What, kind of like a healthy version of some hot wings? Nice. Sounds good. I'm doing a burger tour at Mickey D's, Wendy's, and Burger King. You're getting 3 burgers today? Protein powder? Yeah, buddy. That is fantastic. It's fantastic. Life is short, make it shorter. That needs to be a t-shirt. Got a grill over the weekend, used it for the first time yesterday. Never really been to grilling, but it's amazing. Oh, dude. Welcome to being a man. Men have been cooking food over fire for millennia. And now you get to join the club. Stuffed shells, beautiful. Having pho. Ooh, what kind of pho? Alrighty then. Well, it's about food 30. Talk about some food. Love me some stuff shield. That's good stuff. A little bit of red. Got a Mickey D's first. Gonna eat that little burger on the way to Wendy's. You don't want a Burger King. Can't say I've ever done that. How many other places can you throw in? Can you have Five Guys near you? In-N-Out Burger. 56.35. Still red, coming back off. Testing the bottom of the ranges. McDonald's is offering double cheeseburgers for 50 cents, but only placed through the app. Wendy's is offering 1 cent through the app. Huh. One per customer? Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. What about one per pager? Still red engulfing. NASDAQ is still sliding lower. 724. Looks like they want 650 again. Kind of just refreshing the range back and forth. Back and forth. A bit engulfing red. 56.34 ES. 5694 on ES, rejecting the volume shelf. NASDAQ doing the same. No liquidity, no icebergs, no volume, no movement. There you go. So they're just clearing liquidity so they can make the move faster. Well, the reason why we're seeing this is we've already had some pretty insane movement the past couple of months. We've had incredible red and incredible green twice in the past 2 months. And now we're just kind of waiting for the next move. They've already priced in everything they can price in. And now they're getting ready to shift the markets right in our face. So with that said, the market's going to chop sideways for a couple of days. And that's what we've been getting here. So, and today's no different. You know, today's back and forth, playing the highs, playing the lows, no breakouts, and seeing if we can just hold off until the FOMC and play some real risk. ES is still coming off 56.94. Here we go, a little bit push lower. Blah, 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 blah. Bottom X. Alrighty, another bounce off the bottom, of course, just a little bit of range. Play the lows, play the highs, baby. Do we normally go up or down when rates are cut? Well, historically speaking, whenever we have a prolonged rate hike cycle and going to a cut cycle, the market enters into a pretty significant drawdown. Now, if you look across the Twitter sphere, you're seeing a whole bunch of comparisons with that cycle. But the problem is they're comparing every single hike cycle and not filtering out the significant ones. Because the Fed hikes and cuts rates constantly. They're always hiking and cutting rates. But when you have a clear long-term hike cycle that lasts for years like we did, that goes into a long-term cut cycle like we're about to face, we always face a 25 to 30%, 35% drawdown in the market. And that's the comparison you need to make. National Cheeseburger Day. Love it. So bottom wick on NASDAQ filling back lower here. Still unable to kind of bounce just yet if you're a scalper. Maybe we have to touch 650. I don't know. Get a VPA signal to go long. Maybe you can play it back up to the top. Yeah, I looked at the app. There is a 50-cent double cheeseburger that expires today in the McDonald's app. I have confirmed the data. 642 target. If this gives out here, I'm looking for about 645. Yeah, 642 is fine. Right in that area. Which looks like it's gonna give out if this doesn't hold here in the next 2 minutes. Shifting on down. How many McDonald's are in Alaska? Dude, have you ever had the whale fin burger? The double whale fin? It's amazing. More engulfing red, still sliding lower. 642. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Oh man. Have you guys had McDonald's in other countries? I haven't. No. Ingredients are much better. I bet they are. SPX GEX of 5520. How realistic is it? Before the event, not realistic at all. After the event, very realistic. 5520 is a very small move down in the world of a volatile FOMC. We have a 5680 and a 5530 GEX right now. So pretty ridiculous. NASDAQ is still sliding, looking for 645 and change, plus or minus a couple of points. Net flow at 30 million calls. Is that egregious yet? Let's see. 30 million is egregious. That is egregious. European McDonald's was kind of meh. They didn't have a ton of the dollar menu goodies for the dollar McChicken in 18. Teriyaki burger. That sounds good. More red candles here, still sliding. Like I said, looking for 642, 645. There it goes on NASDAQ. Reaching lower. Breaching lower. Wonder if NASDAQ will touch the low morning of the day and bounce up. That's what we're looking for. Still coming off here. So we're looking at an 80-point sell-off from that double top inverse tweezer at 1045. Still dropping over. There we go. Large more engulfing red coming on down to the next support in this area. Sounds amazing, Paul. Microsoft still hasn't caught a bounce yet. They're the weakest of the whole mega caps today. Apple, of course, is just launching, although now they're finally putting on a little red. A shrimp patty. Wow. How about this? Y'all know you want it. Large red candle still. Here comes down the first touch. Engulfing red candles here. Smoking it lower. Smoking it lower. We'll see if this bounces off the volume shelf. If this gives it out, then we're going to 580. So this is the last line of defense here. 640 and change, 645 for NASDAQ. If this gives out, 580. So the buyers have got to step in right here. Otherwise, play the violin music on the deck of the Titanic. $19,640. Here comes 580. If this closes bottom wicked. Took some puts of Apple at the top, thinking to exit at 219 seems like the exact level before some support. Nice. Nice entry. I like it. Still engulfing red and sliding on NASDAQ. NVIDIA is breaching lower. Microsoft breaching lower. VIX is still holding 1888. No support yet. Interesting level we're looking at here. Can they take out yesterday's lows before the event? Got about 5 minutes left. I know we really haven't done much here. Just kind of followed this move down into the lower support. But if you have any questions, let us know. And then we'll be back on here in a couple of hours, or in the Discord server for FOMC. Sure worked out pretty well. Nice. Well done, AR. Still coming off here. Another red candle. This is now 6 red candles in a row into support. So, looking like still going lower here. And like I said, there's nothing left until about 580, 590 on NASDAQ once it clears this level. Sustained selling here, dropping. Bottom wick. Nice. First defense. $404. Oh, man. I'm ready for some FOMC, baby. Yeah. Did I get my shotgun? I did. Haven't been able to shoot it yet, but I do have it, yeah. So, the FFL dealer, I shipped it to. The guy was out of business, but he still had his license. So he said, meet me at this place and I'll sign it over to you. So I was like, heck yeah. It's pretty nice. For a $199 gun, I'm super impressed with it so far. We'll see how it shoots. Maybe it just blows up in my face. And it comes with a coupon for 10% off a 20-round drum for the thing. So I can literally, with one in the chamber is 21 12 gauge rounds, shells, on a semi-automatic 12 gauge. Like, heck yeah, man. Don't break into my house. All right, bouncing back up. Looking at Mossberg Maverick 88. Very cool. A little bit of green here, bottom wick. A couple of points below what we said. We were looking at 645. It got down to 633. Which depends how big of a move it is. We'll see how close that actually is. If this bounces all the way up, that's pretty close. A little bit of green. Can't make a scene if you don't have any green. $660. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice little hammer candle right off the volume shelf right there, baby. Beautiful. That was my first and only real trade of the day before FOMC, along that bounce. Nice. Heck yeah, man. I love it. If this holds, that should be it for the down right here. Beautiful stuff. That's what patience does for you right there, homie. That's what it does for you. What time is FOMC? 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the speech begins at 2:30 Eastern Time. We're going to start singing the lyrics to that hymn. Sorry. It's a great song. What do I think is going to happen with the FOMC? I think initially it's going to be very large green to roll off the hedges, close out positions, and then, once that settles in, sell off. Looking at the 30-minute, would you say the volume is a disagreement with the price? No. The volume is very light. Price action is very slow. So I think everything is correlated. We have yet another 30-minute bottom wick. That is now 4 30-minute bottom wicks in a row. But it's also top wicking too. So it's resulting in these downward trending yet consolidation style price action. So until we get an outlier move that holds, then I wouldn't expect really high volume. So, all right, y'all, that is 11:30 Eastern Time. I appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with us this stream. We have got about 2 hours and 15 minutes until we're coming on for FOMC. Come around, stick out. I'll post the links as that comes on here. We'll come on 15 minutes prior, and we'll kind of go over a couple of levels. We'll go over what we're expecting with FOMC, and then we'll go all forth and conquer. I'm going to play hesitant until about 45 minutes or so after the data posting, maybe about 20 minutes or so into his speech, and we'll start looking on and putting on some good moves. So appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you here in a couple hours. I'm out. See ya.